Hey everyone, this is Blackbinder, and welcome back to the Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire. Last time we left off, we got our butts kicked in an alleyway, and I've decided to leave Dunnage without going to the Radiant Court because I can't seem to beat that fight just yet. I need to get a bit more experience. So what we're going to do now is go around and just check out the islands, see if there's anything else we can get experience-wise, even though we did just level with pretty much everyone. Alright, we got some fresh fruit, and there's another abandoned village. Let's get some water. Alright, search the location. 2 hours passed. We got 2 turquoise. So for enchanting, we got some fire kelp, which is food, I guess. Gives us +1 might. We got a psyker's belt, or a physiker's belt. I don't know how they want us to pronounce that. Gives us 10% healing done, and +1 to alchemy. Alright, that's everything here. So let's jet out. Alright, now I want to... Let's just head down this way, see what we find. We haven't yet got into a ship battle. At least since we've repaired our, the Defiant. I do have... Let's actually check that out. Do I have guns? Yeah, I do have guns on there. Here. I knew we had another one. Let's stick it on there. Achievement unlocked. Ship's Carpenter. We have the Watcher of Deerwood colors on. I'm going to leave that on as it is. Our flag. I'm sure you can fool people by wearing different flags, but I don't know enough about it to mess with it. Probably just get us into more trouble than letting everyone know we're a dangerous watcher. There's Fort Deadlight. Oh, another abandoned village. Let's go see what we can find. Alright. We've got some tar loaf. Actually, that is good food, so it'll make everyone happy. And that's all there was. A well-weathered cormio. Well-weathered cormio. Sounds familiar, but I'm not exactly sure why. I don't think it's one of our marks. Let's get some fresh fruit and some water. I wonder if those respawn as we go along. The little resource caches or nodes, whatever you want to call them. There's Nekataka. That's eventually our next... oh, we got the Haru. Huaro? Nekataka is eventually our next destination, like our next quest destination. But it's pretty far north, so I imagine it's not going to get any easier combat-wise. You're sailing past a reef when Venezi shouts out, pointing to port. There lists... Excuse me. There lists a ship stranded in the middle, perched on a narrow shoal. It tips and rolls with the passing waves. Hanging from its mast is a blue flag showing an image of a crescent moon sinking beneath the waves. Your crew gathers around, murmuring in low, excited voices. Coin counter Foldus rushes to the railing. Captain, that's a gift bearer ship. No telling what sorts of treasures it's got. Shield Sister Dahlia snorts. Gift bearers carry sentimental junk, worthless stuff. No, that's a smuggler's ship. It's a classic disguise. Eldengrim spits into the water. Then it's a fucking stupid one. Gift bearers only visit landlocked settlements. That's a trap. Well, let's, thoughts? Let's ask Aloth. No, let's ask Seraphim. He's the pirate. Ain't a trap, Captain. Ship be too smashed to ship for that. Might be too smashed to ship for salvage, too. Seraphim scratches the back of his head as he peers at the vessel. What was that about the gift bearer? Screw it. We're going to prepare a skiff, and we'll go check it out. You row the skiff above the reefs, the waves tossing it, the bottom of the small boat occasionally scraping across the jagged structure below. You tie off on a snag of coral next to the wreck. The water is rough and the hull slick with brine, but you're able to find purchase between the shifting planks. Climb up. You pull yourself up using bent planks and barnacles for holds. You've almost reached the main deck when a wave slams against the ship. You hear a crash from somewhere below as the vessel rocks. Your legs slip out from under you and your fingers dig into wet lumber. Your grip holds. Once the ship settles, you resume your climb and make it safely to the deck. What was that? Athletics? The ship is deserted. You don't even find corpses. If the ship had a skiff, it's missing 2. Search for salvage. You find several crates of supplies and several more of assorted odds and ends. Handkerchiefs, bead jewelry, cracked scrimshaw, and a child's doll. We got some ammunition and medicine. You think back to Shield Sister Dahlia's comments and wonder if this might have been a smuggler's vessel after all. Search for evidence of smugglers. Who are we going to choose? We got one. Good perception, bad streetwise. He's got decent streetwise and decent perception, so let's go with him. Adair glances around before sliding a crate of junk aside and finding a trapdoor underneath. Within rests a small chest brimming with golden skellings. What's a golden skelling? Oh, it's just money. Smugglers after all. Among the coins rests a small figurine of an imp of all things. You have gained an item, the Laughing Imp Cameo. Oh, cool. We can summon 2 brine imps per rest. Those were very valuable in the first game if you were soloing. Not brine imps, but items that can summon things. You load your find onto the skiff and row back to your ship. And we got 72 crew experience. Awesome. I'm going to equip this right away. What was this again? Did I? Just +5 accuracy and chance to interrupt. Decent, but I want my brine imps. Actually... I don't want to use my first turn of my highest damage dealer summoning something, so we should probably give that to someone else. But let's give it to Sodi. Some repair supplies. We're still at 50-50. We're all the way down to Port Mage again. Alright, you know what? Let's just go to the east and then go up north. See what we find. Looks like a coral strand. Is that what they call it? Or just a strand? The Fanged Strait. Hold on. That looks like that's going to be some kind of encounter. I saved it. The water darkens off the starboard bow of your ship. The jagged spurs and spits rise from the waves in the near distance. Raised voices carry from the helm. The Teotara Marvel is near here. Every sailor must see it once. Ikiuk's hands are clasped together in urgent entreaty. But Beodul is clenching the wheel with white-knuckled determination. I don't care if it's Andra's salty bosom. We're not sailing through a reef. Beodul notices you and relaxes. Captain, help me talk sense into Ikiuk. Hold on. Who is Ikiuk again? Is he important? No, not really. He's a novice cannoneer. Ikiuk gapes at you both. And miss our chance? Sailors wait weeks for weather and seas this smooth. If you ever wanted to see the Teotara Marvel, this is the time. Some of the other crew have gathered to listen and hopeful shine in their eyes. A hopeful shine in their eyes. What is the Teotara Marvel? It's supposed to be a grand sight, an ancient mystery. I haven't seen it myself. Eldingram nods. A graybeard I crewed with claimed to have seen it. Swore it brought him 10 years of good health and favorable winds. Well, then, we can't really turn that down now, can we? Even if this Marvel is so close, there's no guarantee we'll see it by going through this reef. Venezi, do we have charts to guide us through the reef? Venezi nods half-heartedly. They're patchy, but they'll do, assuming Beodul can get us through. Beodul scowls at Venezi. Chatupek, what's the condition of our hull? It's in good repair, Captain. I wouldn't sail through a reef myself, but if there's a good time to try, this is it. Let's take us through the reef. The dead coral juts from the surface, grasping above like the legs of a spider, and the wind whistles as it passes across the jagged structures. Below the water, schools of fish flash among the brilliant reefs. Beodul attempts to... he failed. Guide the ship through the reef, but with a shudder that rattles your bones, the vessel scrapes against the reef. A sound of tearing wood echoes across the deck, and hands scatter, descending into the hold to locate and repair any damage before it spoils the stores. Got some experience, and we took 11 hull damage. That's fine. Lost some medicine. That's fine. The variegated shallows give way to blue depths. An enormous sinkhole opens around you, yawning wide enough to swallow a feet. a fleet. Beedle sighs with relief as Ikiuk searches the horizon for any sign of the mythical marvel the Defiant sails on. Son of a gun. I mean, we got morale, a bonus to morale, but we didn't see the thing. Alright, is there a place to land here? Let's go to Paraku. Looks like we'll be able to fight something there. Wait, what happened?
The ring of a bell comes to you on a cold wind. The ring comes again and again, until soon the air is full with the sound of 1,000 bells. You feel a resonance in your core, a bell ringing in tune with all the others. Something in you bends, then breaks, and you are borne away on the ringing tide, just another peal among the many. The tide of bells recedes. You lever yourself up onto your knees and realize you have been here before. You stand in Bareth's realm. You are alone. And then you are not.
Oh, it's the gods. Looks like we got Skane on the left, Bareth in the middle, and Rimergon on to the right, but I don't know the other two.
An indistinct figure stands before you, flickering between forms like a fire-cast shadow. A fixed, taunting grin. Bottomless black eyes. A yawning chasm in the earth. The aspects of Bareth, the Usher and the Pallid Knight, shift in and out of focus.
Now remember, these gods were actually created by human, like, animancers a long time ago. So, I mean, they're basically gods now, but I'm pretty sure they started out as human.
And at their back, 4 indistinct shades hover. You feel an eternity stretch out
mortal,
behind each
not
of
human
them,
specifically.
reaching back to places so distant and yet so near you cannot comprehend their size. The shifting image of Bareth settles on the aspect of the Pallid Knight.
Watcher.
Her voice is the discordant clangor of gongs struck out of time.
I tasked you to discover Aethys's intentions. Tell me what you have learned.
He's draining souls from veins of luminous Adra.
The Pallid Knight knits her brows.
He does not seek to return to the beyond? Intriguing.
Her sickly pale skin pulls tight across the bones of her face, as if the shell of this aspect does not quite fit the impossible creature it contains.
Almost like it's pallid.
The figure nearest Bareth dissolves and reforms in the image of a thin-lipped, ancient crone whose face has felt the melting kiss of fire.
Is it Hylia?
The goddess
Nope, Wodika
strides forward.
Does Aethys frighten you, Bareth? He should. Magran subdued Aethys's influence once before, and yet he returned.
Aethys once came before. He used a human, or a godless, I guess, which is like a human with a weird head. And he started a war, but Magran, which is another one of the gods, she's like the fire god. She's like they call her a whore all the time. But anyway, she helped one of our party members and like 12 others, or 11 others, build a huge bomb called the Godhammer, I think, and it blew him up.
From out of Wodika's shadow shuffles a hunched, bald man you recognize as the god Scan. His skin is mapped with swollen lash scars, and breath whistles through the ragged hole in his face where his nose once was.
He is the tortured god, I believe. Violent rebellion, secret hatred, covert plots, resentment, and envy.
He does not speak, but stares up at Wodika, with naked loathing plain on his ruined face. Wodika steeples her long, knob-jointed fingers.
We must annihilate Aethys now, before he makes a rash decision we cannot easily annul.
She casts a sly look at the Pallid Knight from the corners of her eyes.
A moon would do the job nicely.
Given her relationship with the moon, I doubt Andra would approve of that plan.
Wodika throws her head back and laughs. The sound is a dry, rasping bark.
Andra could do with a new act. Her current one has grown rather stale.
Andra is the goddess of the oceans, apparently. I did not know that. Where are the other gods?
They see to their own affairs. You will speak to them in time, should you have the need.
The figure beside the aspect of Berith flows forward in a swirling cloud of ash.
I do not know who that is. It's fiery, but it's not Mogren.
The ash falls to the tiles and reveals a molten-skinned woman.
Oh, I guess it is a woman.
Monstrous, wicked-edged broadsword. Mogren's glowing
It is
lips
Mogren.
curl in disdain.
We must find a solution to the problem of Aethys that is neither do nothing, nor destroy the world.
Now, does that look like a girl to any of you? That does not look like a girl to me.
I acted in haste during the Saints' War. You will not goad me into doing the same now. To move against him while his plans are unknown would be the height of foolishness. We must find wisdom in precaution.
What kind of precautions do you suggest?
Mogren looks at you as one might a wayward gob of spit.
She
on
hates
one's
even her
shoe.
followers, so it's appropriate that she would hate me as well.
It is no business of yours what the gods decide.
Well, you want me to carry it out, so yeah, it is.
Another of the silent figures.
Nope, that's
steps
Hylia.
forward.
I thought it
And
was
the
ice,
warm,
but those are
golden
feathers.
light of a summer's afternoon spills across your face.
She's like the mother, be furtive god.
Let's all take a deep, calming breath. Perhaps cooler heads will prevail.
Behind Helia's words, you hear the soft coo of doves.
Aethys has been separated from us for too long. Isn't it possible he intends only to gather enough souls to reclaim his realm in the beyond? He should be welcomed.
You look up then into avian eyes. Through them, you see clouds of starlings converge and divide.
What if he intends to betray you?
Helia puts a feathered hand to her chest.
He wouldn't. Betrayal is not in his nature.
Scan shuffles forward.
Yes, yes. We should welcome Aethys' return to the fold. His gratitude we can leverage to cajole him into divulging his plot. Then, when he believes himself to be in our good graces, we do as Wetica suggests, and crush him into the earth.
Alright, he just called him Wetica. And I know they called her Helia, but obviously these pronunciations are a little bit off because in the first game they call it Wodica, like over and over again. So if I still say Hylia or Skane, I apologize, but there's a
Scan
reason.
pauses, inspecting you.
From my actions in the Pillars of Eternity, I actually wasn't able to, I didn't do what he wanted, or there was a pool of blood that he was connected to, and I didn't do it because I don't think I had the grieving mother with me.
And here is the Watcher who killed Lord Harren, the man who tormented his dear niece, Alice.
Yep, Lord Heron
Curious.
wanted to have a kid, so he used his niece because his wife wouldn't give him one that wasn't hollowborn. So I killed him. He was a bad guy.
Scan licks the ragged edge of his lipless mouth and grins, then turns to Helia.
I did not expect such a deliciously ruthless idea from you, Helia. I am impressed.
I don't think that's what she had in mind.
Helia's feathered crest stands on end.
You wretched little creature.
Attempting to end Aethys may only make things worse.
Your point is well made, little Watcher. If self-evident, Aethys has not been known to possess a vindictive nature. Indeed, he has occasionally been magnanimous to a fault.
I wish I knew what magnanimous means.
However, if we push him to the brink of reason, there is no telling what he may do. He is, as ever, unpredictable.
Something akin to fondness creeps into her voice.
Unpredictable as fire? Then what's the point of this exercise?
The pallid knight gestures for silence.
Aethys cannot be killed, but he may be subdued. Yet to do so will take immense power and time. Both stand in his favor.
Mogren grits her black glass teeth.
That is why we must ascertain his plans before he has the chance to put them into motion.
She begins to pace. Her steps leave little trails of fire in her wake. Mogren stops and balls her hands into flaming fists.
Even if we manage to destroy his current form, there is the possibility he could return, if he has not already absorbed all of his children.
Absorbed his children? I don't understand.
The Pallid Knight casts a cold,
Oh, she let
cunning
too much
glare
slip.
in Mogren's direction.
Mogren speaks too freely. That knowledge is beyond your ken, Watcher.
Worika waves the gods to silence.
Aethys gathers strength. His strength is a threat to us.
Her voice takes on a sharp, almost panicked edge.
There is no sensible answer to the question of a resurgent Aethys other than decisive, final action.
There's no cause to act now. Diplomacy, yes.
Your opinion is unasked for, but noted.
The Pallid Knight says.
You guys better start treating me better. I am probably going to be in charge of all your fates here come soon.
We will act when it is appropriate to do so, and not before.
I do not like ultimate authority over mortals. Like, I don't think you guys should have that.
The Pallid Knight steps away from the half-circle of assembled gods. She pulls herself up to a great height. The words she speaks next come not from her mouth, but from all around you.
Follow him, Watcher.
The black of the Pallid Knight's irises expand until her eyes are as dark and cold as the void between stars. She bends down and brings her ghostly face level with your own.
Your debt to me remains unpaid.
This is bullshit. I'll do what I can.
She stares at you, unblinking. Like a needle drawn to a magnet, you are pulled toward her one compulsory step at a time. Helpless to resist, you tumble into her impossible eyes. You fall wildly, endlessly, unable to find your bearings or slow your spin. And in the distance, above, no, behind you, comes an insistent ringing. You angle yourself toward it, searching for the sound. A small silver bell appears just inches from your fingertips. You reach for it, straining to still its interminable ringing. The moment you touch it, your soul slams into your body with all the force of a fall from the top of the sky. You blink open your eyes and find yourself on the floor of your ship's cabin, alone.
Well, I didn't want this to be a talking episode, but Pillars of Eternity 2 has other plans for us. Let's go see what, a lot of people out here. Why can't I talk to her? This little bust, statue head, it's usually in charge of, in the beginning, or in the first game, it was in charge of building our castle and stuff. It's like there's a person stuck in there, so.
You look like you have something on your mind.
I'd like your thoughts on my search for Aethys.
One would hardly imagine that a colossus made of glowing Ardra could be so hard to find. But then I suppose the gods wouldn't have chosen you if the task were easy.
Did you ever make it back to Edir?
As a matter of fact, I did. I saw my mother for the first time in years.
There's a lightness in his eyes and in his posture that you've never seen before when speaking of his family. He doesn't like his dad because he was abusive, but he likes his mom. How was your mother?
She was well. She'd been living with her Thane for quite some time. I don't think she'd been to see my father since I left.
That's quite a while.
I used to blame her for her long absences, for not intervening directly with my father.
What changed with your mother?
I realized that she was torn between two demanding roles, and two demanding men. I used to resent her for failing to protect me. But I understand now that her absence is what allowed me to grow. Intentionally or not, she gave me the space I needed to learn a degree of independence.
It was her responsibility to take better care of you, but I'm not gonna bitch at him. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. It felt good to resolve that much.
Did you see your father? He shakes his head, his lips pressed tightly together.
It's one thing to forgive my mother for her absence. Quite another to excuse. My father was steward to an earl in the Seathwood. My mother entered into a hamnig with a thane when I was very young.
Alright, I accidentally...
I think they must have loved each other once, but I recall little evidence of it.
Sounds like it was a good trip then.
It was.
Did you ever make it back
As a
to
matter of I
Adair?
saw my mother for the first
No.
it was.
Okay. I accidentally skipped one of those. I didn't mean to. It's one thing to forgive my mother for her absence, quite another to excuse him. His dad was mad that his mom made more money than him, basically, and was never around. How are you holding up?
It's been a while since I've been able to speak candidly with anyone, especially about the Leaden Key. It's unexpectedly liberating.
Alright, let's see what
What's
Adair has to say. Nope, we already talked to him. Let's talk to Choti.
Well, hey, tell me what's on your mind.
Nope.
You need me, I'll be 2 whoop.
2 whoops and a holler away.
You must gather.
I can't imagine there's anybody up here. Oh yeah, Seraphim.
Ahoy, Captain. What can I do you for?
Nope. Okay, let's go back to exploring. I want to go to Peruta, or whatever that place was. There's no skulls over it, but there is slash swords around it, so maybe it's going to be a battle that I can actually win. The Wakara Reef. EXP earned 500. Nice. There's a ruined tower. Gosh dang it. Alright, I'm going to have to go all the way back around. That's what this little strait was for, I guess. You know what? That makes sense. Straits are how, you know, they're little saleable areas between 2 land masses. So it would make sense that I can't just get across up here. Alright, give me whatever this is. Ooh, ale. Aged pretty well, I'm guessing. Okay, so it's Paraco. I'm guessing maybe it's a hostile Amua settlement. Jesus. I cannot take... Well, it's only 1 skull. Champions, they're kind of hard to take down. They're really not that bad, but they take up time in the beginning of battles. So, what are we going to do here? You know what? Let's just save it and go right in. What we're going to do first is have you... I want Adair. Why are you all the way in the back? It's not how I had you set up. Okay. Adair, I want you to go into the fray. Is that what it is? No, I want you to jump. Right there. Then everyone else will follow. You are going to Alt Q so we can get some more accuracy on the Drake. It's not a dragon, it's a Drake. Pretty sure. Sigil of Darkness. That's not good. I did not notice that that was an enemy combatant. Everybody else, get on the priest. You need to blind this guy. You need to blind the Drake. Why are you not... Attack him. Let's have him frighten everyone so we can flank them automatically. You, I want you to Alt Q on the priest to finish him off. And you, I want you to come up here and get a good Reaper's Harvest off on Parakua. Everybody attack that guy. You, did you Alt E him yet? No, you did your accuracy thing. Oh god. Move! Drakes can do basically a fan of flames. I think it's called a breath attack, but... Sigil of Darkness. Curse of Darkness, what does that do? Don't know. Come on, take him down. He's gonna try to fan of flame these guys. The reason why I don't want it to hit those guys is because it's generally enough to hurt them quite a bit. Oh my god, see? 52 and 19. Jesus. Go ahead and rage. Should have done it earlier, but I did not. I do have Stalker's Link, right? Marked prey. Oh crap, I've got a swollen eye. Forgot I was injured. Alright, you, Alt Q, get some more accuracy, and then go ahead and kill him. Zodi fell, but that's okay, because we've got... He did not die! He just got knocked down. Finish him off. Holy cow, man. Seems like the HP values are pretty inflated this time around, with my guys and the enemies. Hotkeys are really not very responsive in this, or this time around. Go combusting wounds. That'll, every hit I get on him will give another minor fire dot. Did it actually work? Nope, it missed. Awesome. Then let's blind him. Eye strike. Is that an AoE? Huh. Foe target plus foe AoE blinded for 14 seconds. That's kind of nice. Thought it was a single target only. He's doing a lay on hands kind of thing. But he didn't get it off. Awesome. Somebody interrupted the first attempt. Everybody attack the Sigil of Darkness. Probably should have killed that first, but I don't even know what it does. I don't like... See how these overlays, these pop-ups are on top of each other? I don't know why that is. Alright. He was one skull, and we barely took him down, but we did take him down, so... Champion Spear, Token of Faith, +2 Resolve, that will give me some more deflection. Ring of the Solitary Wanderer. Self-motivated, +1 Resolve. It won't stack with, then, like, if you have something that gives you two things that give you +1 Resolve, they don't stack, so. Grants Lone Wolf. When there are no allies nearby, become exceptionally resistant to hostile effects. I guess it would be nice if I didn't have, 2 other melee characters for a dare, but, oh well. I might give it to my ranger, my main guy, because he's got pretty good range. He might be far enough away from the other two, Aloth and Shodi, to get the bonus.
Must gather your party.
But then again, he's so far away, when is he going to get hit by negative effects? Actually, that hasn't been working out so well so far. They keep sneaking back to my back lines somehow. Like, they would do that in the first game, but I don't know, it was easier to get into a choke point, and they didn't have any skills like escape to get behind you. Broken Spear Pass. Alright, let's find another port spot, and then we'll stop. Or is stop just another word for port? So maybe port stop is redundant. I don't know. Alright, this is where we're going to end it today. Looks like we got a ruined tower, Howling Gorge, bunch of stuff to check out next time, at least on this pretty big landmass. But we at least got some combat today. A lot more talking than I thought we were going to have with that unexpected story dump, but it was actually pretty interesting. I haven't played through this yet, so this is all new to me as well. I like how the gods are getting involved themselves. You didn't really have much interaction with them in the first game. You had a little bit towards the end game, but that's it. And really, it was just a go do this quest for me kind of thing. But yeah, so that's where we'll leave it today. Please leave a like or comment below, and feel free to subscribe for more full Let's Plays like this one. And that's your mama.